Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Volpe. Bazzo. Uh-oh.
MIA.
Where's Bazzo? He must be in Florida sipping those Mai Tais.
We have exclusive information that he has been asked down to Trump Tower for a possible Secretary of State.
Is that right? Well, that would be probably one of Donald Trump's.
He's in the running.
Trump's loyal and knew Andy was with him the whole time.
That would be one of Donald Trump's better picks.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm sort of disappointed though because I've never done a show with Andy Bazzo, and this was going to be my first one. My first one with him.
Oh, with him.
Oh, yeah. I've never done one with him. Right. Every time I do it, it's always with Dominic.
That's right. Now I see what we've done.
Really weird.
So, okay, let's go down. It's been now, 1 month since Donald Trump has won the election.
Has it really been a month?
I don't know, mate. Just go along with it.
It's been about a month, yeah.
It's been about a month.
The sixth.
We did the show the night after the election.
And America's still standing.
So, how do we gauge what Donald Trump is doing so far? Good, bad, ugly? Where do we go with this?
Disaster. Worst president
ever already.
Worst president-elect.
He hasn't even appointed the cabinet yet.
It's a disaster. So he's done, I think, some good things, some bad things. I will say his best move so far. Okay, I think Brian should go first.
Well, I don't want to comment on his best move yet. I will say this. His best move, and I'm probably going to let you down, has nothing to do with his cabinet. And I know that both of you will probably vehemently disagree with me. But I thought his best move was that victory tour he took. It was in Ohio. He made that speech.
He's still on it.
Right, but the first one, when he does this. He reads the teleprompter, and then he stops, and he just goes on a stream of consciousness for 5 minutes. Then comes back to the teleprompter. It's entertaining. Sometimes it's hard to follow, but the way he went after the media, several times, calling them liars, calling them this, that, making fun of what's her name, who was crying on air after he won, the woman who did the debate. I think she's ABC News. Martha Raddatz. And it's just that made me smile and laugh, and I was happy. Finally, someone to go after the media that way. I think he's going to, with his tweets, he's going to keep on doing it. He's not going to stop.
But you are the media. You're a journalist. You're the editor of...
It's like, I'm sure there's some good slip and fall lawyers out there, but most of them are,
sleazy,
Democrats. but yeah, the media is terrible. I mean, the national media is awful.
But where do you think, like, for example, let's start with the highlights of his campaign. The wall. Do you think it's going to get built?
Yes, definitely.
You think it's going to get built?
Absolutely not.
No. So we got no.
But he already had one person from his team who said that the wall was mostly metaphorical.
Well, Trump's been asked several times since then. He said yes.
Backpedal.
No. And he said the only backpedal he did, which wasn't really a backpedal, because he said this. He said the wall will have doors.
What?
We'll have doors for people who
want to break in still can break in.
Hola! Who's home?
Now, this is what I've heard. That one of the guys that supported him during his campaign was also the owner or one of the biggest shareholders of Home Depot. Now, they sell a fence that's about 1.5 feet high. You see this at every garden to keep the rabbits out.
That's going to be the fence.
That's the new fence.
You can say, I did it.
He did it. And Home Depot's going to, I think, donate all
Home Depot sponsored all over the...
And, because everybody running over from
They
Mexico,
can go work at Home Depot now.
They're only about 4 feet high. They're going to trip over the fence, and that's how they're going to catch him.
Good thing you said that, not me.
Well, that is... I mean, so he's back...
It's actually an ingenious plan.
So he's backing off the wall, agreed? No, you don't think so?
No.
Okay.
I think that what's going on is, and this has to go back to what I'm saying about the media here, every little thing that is said by someone tied to him or something is headline news. He comes down the elevator, Trump Tower, and he says that's not true, or he reinforces it, or Mike Pence goes out there and says he'll do it. But the headline is still Trump's backing off.
Well, sure, because they know that their ratings are connected to Trump.
Right, and what they're trying to do, I mean, let's go with this recount. Soros, who's behind this, I think the Clintons are tied to it, but I don't think it matters to them anymore. But there's all this going on. You notice how it's not race? I think a professor at Columbia wrote this. He went off on basically the Democrats and the media as well, which was surprising for a professor at Columbia, but saying calling someone a racist now, it's been so overused, and it's people it slides off their back.
Yeah.
Now the new thing that catches everybody...
It's like crying wolf so many times, no one pays attention.
That's why they're using the term white nationalist all of a sudden. Yeah. That's what all the Democrats are saying, and everything's white nationalist.
I didn't get the memo.
It's like, well, you're not elected anymore, so maybe they just said, to hell with you.
I'm telling you.
All right,
I think his best
don't
move,
believe the hype.
His best move might be Mike Pence.
Oh, that was a good move.
It was a good move, and also Saturday Night Live in one of the skits that Donald Trump hates showed Mike Pence coming in, and Donald Trump said, "Mike, my friend, and the reason I'll never be impeached." Right?
Why? Because the Republicans like Pence? Is that what you're saying?
No, because he is probably more scary thinking of Mike Pence as president of the United States than Donald Trump.
Jeez.
I think Mike Pence
so.
is a true blue right-wing conservative.
He is.
Donald, I don't think is.
No, he's not.
I think that if anything, the conservative or quote unquote the right will say in the long run, because you can see now the way he's governing, the way he's attacking, making his team. He is not. Look, is he going to go after Clinton?
Does he try to
does
lock
he
her
take-
up?
I think, well, the investigations aren't finished yet into her. Several of them. The Clinton investigation by the FBI is not done yet. I think he's going to let them run its course. He's going to take a step back, or at least say he's going to.
But
we'll let them do this. Let them do this.
But meanwhile,
and then look at this. And then
but meanwhile, throughout the
it's not necessarily
campaign,
up to
he
him.
said. But during the campaign, he said, "I'm going to hire a special investigative
Right.
prosecutor to go after him."
Right.
He's already said now that they've already gone through enough pain. I'm not going to go after them.
Right.
I
So,
think he's gonna
so
do
my
it.
gut
That's the
feeling
one
is
thing, if anything, he backed off.
That's what so far. The wall is not
What's the
being
last
built.
president-elect that we did this for? I don't remember any other president-elect before they took office.
Yeah,
he's
but-
already back. He's doing
No,
this.
he's
He's
already-
already in
Wait a minute.
session.
How many other presidents tweeted every freaking 3 times a day?
They didn't have to tweet because they had the
didn't have Twitter.
Look what WikiLeaks showed is that all the media is in cahoots. Democrats don't need to do
Okay,
that.
what's his best pick so far for the cabinet and worst pick so far
Oh
for
man,
the cabinet?
I don't know.
Ben Carson for housing.
It's not-
Is that a good pick?
That's a good.
That's going to be my worst
You
pick.
know what? Well, if there was a black brain surgeon who was a Democrat and he was nominated, and the Republicans all said what if it was reversed, it'd be you can't be against him. You're racist. That's another thing. Any time that, that Republicans oppose, I'm not saying that you are.
The question is this. To me, why are you throwing him? If he's a brain surgeon, why not make him Surgeon
Well,
General?
because
Well,
now let's just take a step back. A week and a half ago,
why do we make a
floated
community
his name
organizer
for-
and leader of the world?
Well,
Why did we
but
do
that's
that?
Not our fault,
Well,
but what
that's
happened?
their fault.
But his
Ben
specialty
Carson
is the medical field.
Ben Carson was
Right.
floated as Health and Human Services,
Right.
And he is the one who said to a reporter, "I'm not qualified to run an agency as large as Health and Human Services."
He has several times said he doesn't want to serve in government. He hasn't done it before. But then, and originally
and
he
that
told
leads
Trump
to people
no.
saying, well, if there's anyone qualified to run Health and Human Services, it should be the world-renowned brain surgeon.
Yeah.
And that was an argument for it that kind of made sense to everyone. And then you take a step back a week and a half later, and he's housing and urban development.
Well,
what the hell does he know about housing and urban development?
Wait a second. What did a lot of people know? What does anybody know when they get in these positions? My friend Bart Schwartz, his friend
But a
Louis
lot of
Freeh is a
them- a lot
lawyer.
of
They
them
made he was the head of the FBI under Clinton.
FBI, yes,
I mean, a lot of these guys don't know. You don't grow up in an FBI household and know how to run the FBI. There's not an FBI degree.
Well, wait a minute.
These things just happen.
Who's
You
the
put
one?
smart people in
Who's the guy?
places.
Mattis, the general.
Mad Dog Mattis.
Okay, now they made him
Defense.
defense.
Yeah.
Good pick.
It seems even a lot of Democrats are saying it's not a bad pick.
Awful.
Why is he awful?
That's the one that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party is going to go after and try to
Why
stop.
is he awful?
Why?
Two things about Mathis. Number
Mattis.
one, Mattis, sorry. He is, first of all, he's alt-right. I mean, to begin with. It's not even right.
He's against waterboarding.
Because Donald Trump, right, is not really the right, is not conservative.
He worked
he's not
for
the right.
Obama. He
right?
worked for
Donald Trump is
Obama.
the alt-right, right? So it's like a whole new, it's like a different category of right wing. He's not like a traditional
This is
right
made
wing.
up. This is not
He's
real.
alt-right. But this
is
guy
not alt-right.
Mattis,
It's made up.
talking about made up, I mean, the guy has made comments that are awful. The tweets, the conspiracy theories, the thing with his son.
What conspiracy
Giving
theories?
his son a job and,
All right,
and trying
so
to get
then-
his son clearance.
so
and
then
stuff.
let's look at this.
And more importantly, that position is supposed to be only for a civilian.
need a waiver, probably.
A general is not supposed to be in that position. You're going to have to ask a waiver from
Right.
the U.S. Senate to give permission to allow a general to take that position.
Right.
So all right. So, but let's look at it.
So it's double confirmation.
let's
First you
look
gotta get past
let's
one
look
vote,
at
then the
Donald Trump
confirmation.
then. Let's look at it this way. Donald Trump has said he's going to take a hardline stance on a lot of things that are going on out, let's say, in the Middle East, okay? So what does he do? Let's say he wants leverage. He picks a guy that maybe is feared over there. He may not use him, but it's like, I got this bomb waiting to go. So you want to sit down at the table?
This bomb waiting to go, first of all.
No.
I know what you're saying. I get it.
It's
He's been in the Obama administration. He was working for them for 2 years.
Yeah.
So if he took somebody that was under Obama.
Right.
So how is he so crazy?
He is the
so
one.
what was Obama doing?
He is the one so
This is
far.
ridiculous.
Look,
he is the one so
when
far. The
Putin
left
came
wing
up
and the
through
progressives
Russia,
are zeroing in.
actually-
They got the
actually,
most
They're zeroing
problems.
on Sarah Palin when they put her up to lead the VA.
Sarah Palin.
That's what they'll do.
Actually,
I don't think they'll.
Look at-
I think they'll want Sarah Palin in just for the Saturday Night Live. skits.
whoever the prime minister of Israel
I would
Saturday
actually,
Night Live might.
if you go Sarah Palin, then you got to go. you got to go Christie, and then you got.
You should put Christie for
Then
health.
you know
and
that
human
Lorne
services.
Michaels is seriously
Speaking of
funneling
Christie,
money to the.
Hey, speaking
Well-
of Christie, where the heck is Christie?
He's been purged.
Because of the Bridgegate
Who
thing?
knows? He's a. You know how we all feel about Christie. I guess.
We all applause.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but give me a break.
Does Sessions get a post in this cabinet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sessions
Did he
is-
already?
Yeah, Sessions.
Oh, he
he's
did.
attorney. He's going to
Yeah.
be attorney general. I think
Yeah.
he's going to cruise right in. I think people have a problem with
Okay.
him. I think he's very conservative. He's probably anti-Semitic, probably a white
Darren,
racist.
he's not. He's,
Does the-
but
oh my
he'll
God.
get through the.
You can't
he'll
say
get
these
through
things.
the U.S. Senate.
Because one day there's gonna be one day there's
but he's-
one day there's probably gonna be at some level other than the guy in Louisiana. who
He
you guys
actually
love.
didn't get confirmed in the past
Oh my
for
God.
things because of his anti-Semitic
There's,
comments.
listen, he has done so much. He has, you know how many black
He has
people
an
are even on
inflatable
your
Hitler
side.
doll in his bedroom.
Yes.
I kid
We
you not.
confirmed it, and he's also gay. He does things to that doll that we don't know about. Okay?
That I don't
so
know.
he's a gay white supremacist
It's no business
Nazi.
of mine if he's gay.
You know what? This is what I say, and hopefully, if the people we've been putting in these positions, this is what Trump said he was going to do, and he's doing like what he's going to do. It's amazing. I don't think there's been any other president-elect that people have obsessed about like they have with this guy, and it just shows that the obsession is making Democrats and people like Glenn Beck crazy. They can't take it.
Whoa, isn't it Glenn Beck become a Democrat?
No. I said and people like him. And people like him. But you know what? The idiots who've been running this country into the ground, there's a reason. And this is what you guys, the Democrats, never understood. When the Republican Party had its convention, everyone, the liberals and the media laughed, they make America look like it's the worst place in the world. At that time, 70% of Americans were saying the country's on the wrong track. So the laugh was on you guys when you had your convention a couple weeks later and said, this is heaven, and everything was awesome, and the media was like, this is a great convention, this is so great, oh my God,
It was
and
a
the
great
country, and people in
convention.
Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin are saying, this is bullshit, what are you idiots talking about?
But
You have no
yes,
credibility,
it's
so
true,
when
it's true.
the problem
There
is
was
someone's
some
going to be a
people- there was some
racist one
people-
time,
there
but when
was some
everyone's a
people in
racist,
Wisconsin.
it doesn't
Oh.
work.
Hillary
What
is
is
on the brink right now
Yeah.
of about to become the candidate for president who has won more votes than anyone in history.
That happens every
Wrap your
election.
head around that.
That happens at every election.
Wrap your head around that, though.
Wait, hold on. Well, If
Than
we
anyone
if we
in
want to
history.
change the
So more
Constitution,
people voted-
that the Electoral College doesn't work.
Granted, but you can't sweepingly say that our message was wrong.
It was because
the
instead
majority of Americans,
no,
by
no, 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 no,
millions
no.
and
No, no,
millions,
the message- no, no, the-
agree.
the message was obviously wrong.
And when you look
No,
at the
I don't know if
stock
the- I don't know
market,
if the
when you
message
look
is
at
wrong.
job creation and stock market and low gas prices and
Darren,
all the things that are happening
the
in
stock
America,
market's gone up through the roof since Trump
most
won.
people agree that the country is better off today than
This
it was
is
8 years
but
ago.
this is the Christmas
I mean,
surge. It
it's-
happens every year.
Hold on a
You
second.
watch in January, February, it's going to shoot back down to 17.5.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Obama grabbed the wheel of a truck that was out of control.
Obama had nowhere to go. It was
But,
called the Great Recession. So if he didn't do any, you couldn't have made it any worse. So that doesn't make any sense.
So
number
it
one.
was George
Wait, no,
Bush did
it
him the
wasn't
favor
George
of
Bush.
destroying the economy?
George Bush,
So
not one
Obama
policy.
had no place to go but up?
No, the Community Reinvestment Act and Fannie and Freddie are the ones everyone knows crashed the economy. And when Ronald Reagan was president, and I was young, but I've read up on these things, when the stock market was doing really well and before the economy took off in his first few years, the media said, "Oh, look," and the Democrats, "Look, this is the rich Wall Street. Wall Street's doing so well." I got to tell you something. The people out of the workforce are at an all-time high right now, and Wall Street, the last several years, which has supported Democrats hook, line, and sinker like never before, is breaking records. So you have, and this is the problem with the party. You're going on these popular votes. You have the rich white elitists on the East Coast, the rich white elitists on the West Coast, and then you have America. Right. And the Democrats used to stand for America. It's been reversed. Democrats are now the party of the rich and very old, if you look at their leaders. And they didn't get the millennials this time, white party. And all they say all they say is racism, sexism, homophobia. It gets so old and tired, and people who don't have jobs and have seen factories close don't care what these idiots who have been destroying the country say anymore.
And that's why, and he's right. But I will
so
say
this is why that convention was a joke.
But that's why right now, going into this presidency, Donald Trump will not be the person for social change like that far conservative wing wants. He's going to stay away from that. He's going to be interested in this economy, in the infrastructure.
I think,
the only bone,
he's
going to throw the conservative wing will be the Supreme Court judge, and that's it. After that,
the infrastructure thing's probably going to piss off a lot of conservatives.
Right.
It's going to be a ton of money, and
Yes,
they
it
just got to make
So
sure
it
it's
is.
not a union handout like it was when Obama did the stimulus. Which
So here-
But
here's
he's
a
worked
question.
in unions before, so he
Right,
will.
but
He knows if you don't bring him to the table, it's not going to get done.
He can't waste that much money like the Democrats did.
He will.
Can't.
So Obama in
That'd be
08,
terrible.
Obama in 08, huge surge of voters.
Yeah.
Right.
Huge surge of voters.
Right.
2 years later, we got wiped out. Democrats got wiped out because there was a hidden vote. It came out to vote for Obama. It then receded because Obama wasn't on the ballot.
Right.
Donald Trump proved, much to our chagrin, that there was a hidden vote. There was a vote of people that didn't vote. I didn't believe it. They said, there's people out there that didn't vote for Mitt Romney and didn't vote
got an
for John
interesting theory
McCain.
on this one.
They came out for the first time
No.
for Trump.
No, I think
do
you're-
they recede now?
No.
And do regular
no,
Republicans
no.
running
No, the
for
report-
re-election in Congress and in Senate, who he campaigned against? He said nasty
I
things
don't-
about
I
them.
don't
Well,
know
some of
about
them,
that.
but yeah.
Do they
yeah.
get reelected?
I don't know about
Yes.
that because let's be honest. Other than Pennsylvania and Michigan, right,
And Wisconsin.
and Wisconsin, the way I understand, there were 30,000 Democrats that came out and voted for the ticket, but they left the presidential thing open. That means they didn't vote. They started from Senate and went down. That means they didn't go after. They didn't
There
go
was
for
definitely a
Hillary.
surge, though, in places like Florida and places like Virginia.
But we discounting those because look, Florida we always thought was going to go Trump because he owns half of the state. That was never going to be an issue there. Look what he did to Marco Rubio in the primary. And I'm talking about in the what do they call it?
Rust
Belt,
Belt.
the blue wall.
If you looked at why is it the Democrats got their voters to the table,
Yeah,
but they didn't vote.
I'm not talking
for who?
presidential. I'm not talking
They didn't
presidential.
vote
I'm
for-
talking
no,
about.
No, I'm talking presidential.
I'm talking how we got wiped out nationally
I see.
in the 2010.
Oh, yeah, when they lost
10
to
and
Congress.
we couldn't get the Obama
and
people out
14.
again.
It was
And
even.
14.
It was terrible. Yeah.
But the
So-
big one was the 08, right after 08. You mean 10?
So in the
10 was
first,
the first
first
big
you know
one.
midterm
why? Yeah,
elections,
but wait a minute. So wasn't that all right? So was that the initial thing?
So
that they didn't
2018,
that they
Trump
didn't
is
like
not on the ballot.
They didn't like Obamacare.
do they come out for people like Mitch McConnell?
That was the Tea Party election.
Right.
Do they come out for
Well,
people
he's
like Mitch
going to
McConnell?
win. But the
Do they
problem,
come out for-
I think the other thing is, and maybe what you're saying, I have a different take on it. I think that Obama energized voters, black voters,
Correct.
millennials,
Correct.
big time.
That's it. That's all he needed right there.
Right, but they
Yeah.
who gladly came out for presidential,
Right.
but midterm they were asleep.
Right. Correct.
And my whole
Absolutely.
thing's always been that Republicans as a whole tend to follow this stuff more and pay more attention to it because there's not the handout class in the Republican Party, so they're actually paying attention to all the elections. And so I think that Republicans from here on out will continue, things change all the time now, but will probably continue to do better than Democrats at midterms. And I thought until, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago that the Democrats had a structural advantage presidential years, getting those younger people and the blacks out. But if Trump does what he says he's going to do and and actually sees results from it, if he starts not only in the rural areas but does something to get these inner cities energized, I mean, there's so much to do there. But at least give them real hope, not a T-shirt hope or a bumper sticker hope. He might see, because it looks like he's going to pay attention to the black inner city more than a Republican has in a long, long time.
Well-
if he does anything there,
Right.
and it does anything there, Democrats are going to be in trouble because we saw, hey, Detroit didn't come out like it usually does. I think
Yeah, but you got
he
another.
lost Michigan.
I'll tell you what. You got another census coming up, and at the end of the census, it's going to do exactly what happened 8 years ago when the census happened, and that's
Electoral
they're
votes?
going to look at it. Yeah, they're going to realign the electoral votes again. Places like New York, which
Going to lose it. Florida will
we
gain.
lose yet
Texas will
another,
gain.
and places like
Carolina,
Texas,
Florida,
will
Texas.
pick
Yeah,
up.
but more importantly,
Right.
Nevada, New Mexico, Colorado, that Hispanic vote.
Yeah.
they're going to gain all those electoral colleges.
But-
once Texas falls,
but-
you'll see the Democrats will start screaming, "Don't change the electoral college."
Right, but then I think if Texas
But
falls,
the population growth
the upper
doesn't sustain
the upper
it. I know, but
Midwest,
the
they're gonna
population
fall.
doesn't sustain it.
Yeah, but-
so places like Wisconsin and places like that are losing electoral college votes.
Yeah.
But let's go back.
So it's not a pure realignment. You know what I mean? Like
so
you can't. The math doesn't.
It's never
favor
pure.
pure
It's
realignment.
never pure.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
You guys are looking at it numbers wise. Look at the message though. It goes back to maybe what Brian was talking earlier when he said you guys weren't paying attention. Democrats weren't paying attention. What the message was all along. So let's put it this way. So now Trump has a Republican Senate and a Republican Congress.
Well, as Darren
So
said
he
the
can
other
get-
day, it's best to be the party opposition at this
Well,
point.
no, but
More
it's not
fun.
that.
It's the most
Right,
fun.
more fun. More- not the
so
bad,
now
more fun
to be in
anything
the party
that they
of that.
can't
Well.
live up to, then in 2 years in that midterm election, Republicans will pay. If they don't do what they
I don't know.
promised, no, it'll happen.
like
because-
locally here in
look,
Peekskill,
if they
locally here in
control all
Peekskill, we
three,
see
there's only
that.
one way to go. You can't gain any more.
It depends on the
It's-
patience of the
Frank,
Republican
correct.
vote.
Frank Catalina used to be able to run on. Mary Foster wasn't able to do certain things.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
Frank Catalina has been in office long enough that he has ownership.
Right, correct.
You own it.
Correct.
Firehouse isn't built. You own that.
Right.
No new construction in the city of Peekskill. You own that.
Right.
Crime has gone up for the first time in 10 years in Peekskill. That's on him.
Right.
That's on Frank.
Right.
He can't run away from the problems anymore.
So
He
in other
owns it.
words, so Trump, if he doesn't deliver in these next 2 years, there's going to be a pullback where the Democrats will then, if they're on message, say, "Listen, here's what was promised,
Well-
and here's where we are." No.
No, I agree with you.
Assuming
Yeah.
they don't do it. If you're right,
You better live up to this.
If you do good, then why not put
Right.
the party back?
I just
in?
don't see him campaigning. I don't see Trump campaigning for Republican Senate and Republican Congress.
That's true. I mean, it would be awkward.
Yeah.
Just
just
thinking
don't-
about it's awkward, right?
It is.
But who knows? I mean, the whole thing's been awkward so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. And it's been a strange election.
But now talk about someone, Keith Ellison.
I think we take the House back in 2 years, Democrats.
How far?
we
what's
won't take the Senate back,
What's
it's
the
too-
difference right now?
You've got a tough map for the Senate, I keep hearing.
Way tough map for the Senate. We should have taken the Senate back this time when all the Republicans were up for
Right.
re-election. Next time, all the Democrats are up, so we're playing
Yeah.
defense.
Right.
But in the House, usually all presidents in their first, with the exception of like once or twice, during,
Bush after 9/11.
and it was during wartime, I think FDR or something like that. But usually a president loses the House in his first midterm election.
Why, just as
Big
a check
numbers.
and balance?
Check
Yeah.
and balance.
Yeah.
It's funny how that
Like
works.
30
Yeah.
seats, 40 seats, pretty
that's
big
why I'm
margins.
saying
We only
there's
have
always-
like,
No, I got what you're saying.
The
we
pendulum
only,
always
we only need
swings.
like 18, 20
You wait
seats.
long enough and
it's
it'll
really
swing.
small
Right.
right now. It's like
Yeah.
18 or 20 seats different.
Because
And we'll,
I was looking at, I just came back from upstate Buffalo, right? And you had to see, I heard when it was way back during the Pataki years, oh, we're going to redevelop. My father was a farmer and all that stuff like that. You go up there, it's so devastated upstate New York, it's unbelievable.
That's why everyone's leaving.
And you know what? And he had, 3 terms or 12 years? Nothing. Now don't even talk about it. That's how bad it's gotten. Not that Cuomo's doing any different. I mean, he's trying to do something in the big cities to kind of filter it, but the farmers are still devastated up that area.
But
There's-
Cuomo-
New York State's dead. Absolutely
Cuomo
dead.
really wants to. He just moved up in the. He's like the policy chair or something now for the
what?
Democratic Governors Association.
Oh, really?
Nationally,
Look at his state. It's a disaster.
He is.
He has no
He is
chance.
running for president.
Do you thi- I was
he
just
has
gonna
done
say-
We did the
every-
same thing about Trump. He has no chance.
He has done all but announced.
What about Biden?
How about Biden?
Well, yeah, what's up with that?
Did
Where
he
that
fall, hit his
come
head again, or is
He'll
he
be
serious
like a
about this?
fresh- He'll be a fresh
Why
Biden
did he
78.
decide
God.
after the election, now all of a sudden he wants to run? What the hell is
Can I
that
go
all
on the
about?
record of complaining about my Democrats? I'm going to complain,
Well,
and I never complain.
You better
about
say
my
something about Keith
Democrats.
Ellison if you're going to
I
complain.
never complain about my
Who the hell is
Democrats.
Keith Ellison?
The Democratic
you.
Party, the caucus, came together in Washington, D.C., the Congress people,
Pelosi,
and
right.
acted like absolutely everything is fine.
This is when? At the latest
A week
Pelosi
ago.
support vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they voted to just re-up the entire Democratic leadership.
Awful.
Nancy Pelosi, I think
Awful
74 years old. Steny Hoyer, I think 74 years old.
One of them's 78
And
or
Clyburn,
76.
who's 78.
So, Bri- so
That's the
Brian,
three leaders of the party.
They
Democratic
haven't
Party
learned
get the
any.
message. Yes.
They haven't learned.
Right.
They haven't got. And this is
Do you
just
know
the other
Paul
thing.
Ryan is a year younger than me? Do you know how old that makes me feel?
He looks like a kid. He looks like he should be in like middle
I
school.
mean, Paul freaking Ryan. And
He's young.
Like,
He's young.
He's
The
like,
Kiwi shoe
"Ah,
polish
he ran
works."
he ran for vice president.
He's young. He's young.
He's 46 years old.
Keith Ellison. You want to talk about someone who's biased, and this is the funniest thing. Keith Ellison, who's a Muslim congressman from Minnesota who wants to be the next chair of the DNC, has said some very anti-Semitic things in his past that have been documented, and he is trying to run the Democrat Party. But all we hear about is this Trump person is this, and this Trump person is this, and this Trump person is this. Meanwhile, you have this guy, Keith Ellison, and the media is basically not. This is why I'm talking about how shitty they are.
They're not even paying attention.
Not even saying a thing about it.
Yeah, and what's weird about that also is Bernie Sanders is his big backer.
Yeah.
Like that wing of the party, which has always, and this is odd because Bernie is Jewish,
Right.
but Jewish groups don't.
American Jews are different.
It's really odd. He was never pro-Israel.
There's that saying
he's
that,
actually anti-Israel.
that in America,
who's that? Bernie, you mean?
Bernie
Really?
and his
Oh, yeah.
supporters are
Yeah.
sort of very anti-Israel.
Is that why
Right.
during a campaign, during a primary, he went over there and was kind of like cold-shouldered while he was there?
Did he end up going to Israel?
Yeah, he went to. Didn't they? Oh no, he went to Italy. He went to the Vatican because they
he
wouldn't.
went to the
They
Vatican?
wouldn't allow him into Israel.
He's confusing.
I was going to say, I know it's somewhere. I guess it was Italy. But you guys, I mean, you gotta
Took the wrong plane.
Here's the big thing here. First of all, Hillary was a horrible candidate. Obama's legacy is done. When Obama came in, look at how the Democrats own the country, and now the Republicans do.
Who's going to be head of the Republican Party then?
It doesn't matter. As
Because
long as it's not someone who said anti-Semitic
It used
things.
to be.
Well, more importantly, who's head of the Democratic Party? Listen,
Reince Priebus, who's now in
Reince
the cabinet.
Priebus, he's now in the
He's gonna be
cabinet.
an advisor.
So you need a new head of the
I was going to say
Republican
something really
Party.
smart here.
And I
forgot
think it's
what
going
it
to be
was.
Chachi.
Oh, I know what it is. You got.
Ted Nugent?
I'd go for that. You guys need to. I just lost it again.
Here locally?
reinvent. No.
No,
First,
not
Who are
not
they going to
Peekskill.
appoint as the new
What are they
DNC?
gonna
I mean,
say?
do they have any clue? Is there a search committee out for that at all or no?
Are you running for mayor of Peekskill?
Jim
I don't even
Webb.
live in Peekskill.
Wait, don't change the subject. We'll go with that in a second. Jim Webb, former senator
yes.
from.
Oh, the crazy guy.
He's-
Yeah.
Why is he crazy?
Did you see the debates? Did you see him at the debates?
You had an
When he's like,
admitted socialist.
what's the best thing you ever did in America? I remember I killed that man in Vietnam.
Listen,
I looked into his eyes.
you might say he's crazy.
As his life drained out of him.
You guys might say he's
It's called
crazy.
the 1,000-yard stare.
You might say he's crazy. That's called a patriot, number one. Number two,
Hey,
wait a second. Whoa.
I know lots of people who served bravely.
John Kerry, by the way.
But
We
don't
all know he
cite
served
that as the
Vietnam.
best thing they ever did for America.
Listen, hold on a second. Hold on. Well, you know what? Whatever Jim Webb has done serving this country is a hell of a lot better than jet-setting Nancy, putting stuff in her face every 5 minutes, Pelosi, or the idiot,
or the new commander-in-chief that would come in with his bad feet.
Jim Webb is
Can't serve, bad feet.
Jim Webb comes from a military family. He got elected in Virginia.
He's crazy.
He's not. He's a conservative. He's a blue collar Democrat, which your party needs. You just lost because of these people that you're calling crazy.
We have Tim
That
Kaine.
is why you lost.
Tim Kaine is a blue-collar
I agree-
Democrat.
no, I agree with that. I agree with
Tim
that.
Kaine is a good
They have to
old-fashioned. He's a moderate. He's a
You guys don't get it.
He's
Everyone
right.
who's a
He's
white
right.
blue collar
They
guy
gotta
is
go
not
after
crazy.
the blue collar Democrats. I
Does
agree
Tim
with that.
Kaine run for
Yes.
president?
All right,
No.
listen.
In a primary against Biden.
All right, listen. 1 minute to go.
No, that's a Saturday Night
so
Live skit.
it's Christmas. Let's see. Today's December 6th, so
Yes.
we're only 2 weeks
Tomorrow's
away from
Pearl Harbor
Christmas.
Day.
Tomorrow's Pearl
I guess
Harbor
people will
Day.
see this afterwards.
That's right. But we just want to wish everybody a happy, healthy holiday season. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. Or whatever your
And
denomination
before we
or
lose this, I
religious.
think this was the best show we've had without Andy wasn't here. It was the best show we had.
Andy wasn't
I think
here,
the
and
audience
we
agrees.
did tremendous.
Yes.
Andy, you're fired.
Yes,
This is
it's
the
much
Andy
better.
Award show.
Three people.
Like Donald Trump said, you're fired.
Oh, that's perfect.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great week season.
I think we finished early now.
Are we done? Are we still on?
Are we still?
Well, as we fade to black, we can talk about Peekskill and their
How
upcoming
about,
elections.
we'll add Peekskill.
For the
Let's get a
Peekskill
link
people
going.
watching.
We have full slate in 2017.
Mayor Catalina's
Everybody's
running
up.
again, correct?
Well,
Mayor
we have
Ca-
the mayor, 3 city council,
Right.
and county legislature.
And 3 council. The council seats are who though? Who's up for
Yeah.
grabs?
Vinny Vesey,
Right.
Joe Torres, and Drew Claxton.
So 2 Republican and
One
1
Democrat.
Democrat.
It's-
And then what? The
So
Republican is the
all
mayor.
3 Republicans right now are up on the ballot.
So they're trying to save
That's
their
right.
seats.
That's the whole. That's
Yeah.
all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it would be 4, but it's Drew's.
Well,
the-
if you
the lone
include county
Democrat.
legislator, John Testa, everybody's up.